Welcome back to Beauty Gains, episode 24. Yay! Today, I am here with Danielle. A lot of you may know her as 5Footfit off of her Instagram handle. Curly is away on vacation. She's living her best life on her family annual vacation. And we are here in Fastwitch Saddlebrook in our back room. Solo dolo, per usual. So today, we are going to get into a lot of fun stuff, but at the same time really get into the scientific pieces for you guys, and not in a like us trying to just put out we're super smart, we know all about this and you guys should listen to us. It's more or less going behind the science of reverse dieting, being a female, hormones, your period and everything like that, because I feel like it's a disservice for women that you don't really know what's going on with your body. You get like a little health lesson when you're younger, and then if you research or you go into a field that does it, you learn more. But I think there's a lot of things that need to be broken down and explained better for especially women and even men, because a lot of you choose to date women and you're going to be stuck with them for a very, very long time.
Or you coach women.
Or you coach women, which is another piece to this. It's just more or less educating you guys, giving you the science of it, but not just spitting out the science, kind of breaking it down a little further. And that's why Danielle is here, because Danielle has kind of found her niche. We will say niche.
I knew you were gonna say that.
You say niche.
I don't know if it's niche or niche.
Niche. Something.
It's niche.
But part of something that I know that she's been researching a lot lately has been hormones and reverse dieting, and especially dealing with women, not necessarily with eating disorders, but relationships with foods and getting people kind of out of that mindset. So that was my kind of brief introduction. But Danielle, why don't you kind of go into a little bit of background of yourself too? Just give people a little from where your background of education, blah, blah, blah is.
Blah,
blah, all the shit.
Okay. NASM certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. But interestingly enough, I would say I have learned the most truly through following like doctors on Instagram and reading their articles and reading their books. I don't think that enough of specifically female hormones is addressed in like even certifications.
Right.
I didn't really learn too much about it at all, actually, through NASM, and even through like personal training cert. They don't go into anything that is a little bit deeper than that. I would definitely say though, like spot on, it is something that I feel like I found like, I don't want to say my passion, but definitely something that's a little bit more specific, because I think so many females struggle with hormonal imbalances and they don't even know it. I would say majority of women actually do. And if they're not imbalanced, it's funny, I was actually working on a PDF today just about how like your everyday routine is fucking with your hormones. Mm-hmm. So even if they're not imbalanced, you're still probably not living a life that is like supporting your hormones.
Right.
And I find it so interesting. But honestly, yeah, just following like people that specialize in hormones on Instagram and everything like that. Definitely been where I've learned the most from.
Yeah. And I find that once you find that that specialty, or again your niche
potato
your potato whatever it is, it gets you, it kind of accelerates how much you want to learn, because you get excited about something and then you can actually connect it with real life, where sometimes a lot of people will go through an education and know the basic like surface value of everything, and then they kind of don't go in past that, because they're like, okay, well, my people are seeing results, so I must be doing something right, so I don't really need to learn anything new because people are seeing results. That works for majority of general I don't know why population just decided to stop. I think I want to say gen pop and general population at the same time. But I think that for the most part, people will just stick with that, and then they get frustrated or they get stuck, they hit a plateau, they change it around. But there are some times where people need to look more internally and not think about, we talk about all the time, the aesthetics part of things, because the aesthetics part of things is a bonus, right? A lot of people find that to be their main goal, but they don't understand what's really going on in their body, and as to why like that aesthetic goal isn't coming to them easily. It's because your body, whether or not like, and I think that's the part where you need to be very blunt with people, is the fact that if you've gained weight or if you've had a very unhealthy lifestyle for 5 years now, and you expect in 3 months for it to all be reversed, not to sound like it's this daunting task, but a lot of research shows that the amount of time it took for you to fuck yourself up, it's going to take almost that equivalent time to get yourself back to like a baseline that is healthy for you.
Yeah.
And that's as far back as you put it. Like, you know what I mean? So some people will gain 60 pounds in half a year. And it's like, okay, well, you gain 60 pounds in half a year. You're not going to lose 60 pounds in a month and a half.
Yeah.
And it's not just discipline. It's not just changing your routine. It's the fact that you internally and chemically and hormonally need a full reset. And that's why people that stop and go all the time, because you're getting frustrated, it's not happening fast enough, it's because you've, for a lack of a nicer term, fucked yourself so hard that now you're expecting it to be an easy switch, and then you get to these pity parties, you stop, it's too hard, you're not seeing the results, you're frustrated. But it's like, if you honestly think how long you have taken to be dormant, change your lifestyle for, we'll say, the worst, you're just not healthy, it's gonna take you a long time to internally reset yourself, and then you can start to go past that and to better yourself after that. But I think that a lot of, especially women, because we're so fucking hormonal, like we deal with way different and way more hormones that keep things on us that men do. That's the other thing, is we compare ourselves to, let's say me and my boyfriend gained weight together. And then we both started, oh, I want to get healthy. And my boyfriend took 3-4 months and he's already looking jacked and great. And I'm over here still not able to really see any sort of difference. It's fucking different. We're internally different. We were made as humans, and whatever you believe made humans differently. And I think that's another big thing, is realizing that you're a human being and we were all put on this earth to do certain functions, a male and a female. Again, whether or not you believe that you're a male, a female, whatever you believe you are, if you were born a certain way, you were born with certain hormones, certain sex organs, you were created for a reason, and those processes are working against you, working with you. And if you mess up your internal processes, you need the reset before you can start seeing anything. And that's a lot of the research I know that you've been doing, is just those hormones and those chemicals. And I think that people forget that we are made up of so much shit, that we're not just this, like, you look in the mirror and that's what you are. Inside is so much more in depth and scientific than you believe. So that's why we're here. That was a very long-winded piece of why the fuck we're here.
Why we here?
It's making you guys realize, as human beings, your chemicals and hormones, and that's what makes everything work. Whether it's burning calories, losing weight, gaining weight, adding muscle, everything is a chemical and hormonal stimulant reaction in your body. And if you're not fueling it correctly, then you're doing yourself a disservice if you have actual goals in this. So why don't we get into what reverse dieting is? Because this is one technique that I know that you use a lot, and I think that might be underutilized by people, especially with all the new kind of diet fads out there, whether it's like, oh, keto goes really fast, or intermittent fasting goes really fast, or fucking paleo, whatever they are. Why don't you kind of explain to people what reverse dieting is and kind of the benefits of it?
Yeah. So, I mean, I actually just talked about this recently. Reverse dieting, like, isn't a fad, because it is, I think people have a misconception that reverse dieting is like trick your metabolism into eating more food, but that's not what it is at all. It's essentially exactly what it sounds like. It is the opposite of a diet. So in a traditional diet, you're going to eat less to lose weight. In a reverse diet, you're going to strategically eat more, and not to gain weight, but to really just make your internal happier. And so there's really two ways to do it. Some people, some coaches say, like, fuck it, bring them straight to maintenance. So if I am, say my maintenance calories are like 2,300.
Right.
And for the past year, I've been eating 1,600 calories and training 7 days a week, and I'm not losing weight. So I come to you and I say, what do I do? And you say, okay, we're going to reverse diet you. So we're going to add in more calories. Some coaches are like, take them straight to 2,300 and just leave them there for a little bit. Other coaches are like, it's going to be very, very hard. And this is kind of where I stand. It's going to be really hard to get you to eat close to 1,000 calories more than you're eating now, mentally, physically. So I try to like leave them somewhere for 2 weeks, and then maybe on another 2 weeks, add on more calories. But essentially it is getting your body back to homeostasis or back to your maintenance. Everyone should be at maintenance for a majority of a time period or a being, whatever. You should never live your whole life in a caloric deficit, because that's a stressor. And nowadays we're not equipped to handle more internal stressors. I mean, our day-to-day is our stressors, our work stress, our relationship stress, our life stress. Working out is a stressor, caffeine is a stressor, lack of sleep is a stressor, a caloric deficit is a stressor. Everything is like fight or flight. So by putting your body back to homeostasis or back to maintenance, it sends signals to basically your endocrine system like, hey, you're safe, you're healthy, like you can start working optimally. And what we typically see is sometimes there is a weight loss component to it, because it seems like, okay, you're back at homeostasis, your body actually starts to kind of not rev up your metabolism, but starts working like the way it could have been this whole time. We see like improved libido, we see improved sleep quality, we see periods coming back, which is like a fantastic fucking sign. That's the best thing that could ever happen as a coach. It's not like, of course, like you said, aesthetics is a fantastic part. Yeah. But once you get your internal healthy, everything else will kind of fall into place. So it's really just getting people back to where they could have been eating this whole time. And that's kind of like the whole fallacy is like, oh, eat more and actually lose weight. And in a sense, I guess it's kind of true, but what happens is just down regulation. So our body gets used to those calories, those lower calories. When we increase them, we do get some sort of up regulation. But it's really the calories you could have been eating this whole time. To some people, that's like, holy shit. Like I have clients every day that are like, how am I eating 1,500 calories and I'm not gaining weight? And I'm like, you really should be eating 2,000. I'm just bringing you there slowly. I forget where I wanted to go with that, but yeah, it's really cool. Honestly, it's very, very interesting.
And I think it's interesting to talk about like reverse dieting in the sense that you're eating more, but like you're not technically eating more. You're eating more than you were.
Yes, because but you're eating what you should have been eating. Yeah.
So I've had people, even guys with that I had one friend, and I think I've spoken to you about this before, and I had one guy friend who was like,
told me,
I can't gain weight, like help me gain weight, whatever. And I know that you do the same thing, and majority of people who look at nutrition will is ask people for a food journal, right? So like 3 to 4 days, tell me what you're eating. Don't fucking lie to me. I don't like, how am I supposed to help you if you're going to tell me you're eating 4 ounces of grilled chicken and a cup and like, just tell me what you're eating.
Tell me the truth.
And sometimes when I get those back, it's very like, wow, you're not lying to me, because it's very
appalling.
It's very scary to see what the people are eating, but then for them to have been telling you that they've been eating quote unquote healthily. Like, this is not even close. So if my friend was like, let's say he's like...
Is healthily a word?
Healthily?
Healthy.
Is that a word?
Healthily.
Yeah.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
B, check it. I always make B fact check it. Healthily. So he sent me his food journal, and for someone who was as active as he was and as tall as he was and a male and being in his... Healthily is a word, guys. As active as he was, and as again being a young male, his intake was less than mine. And I know that I'm an active person, but it wasn't even close. Like he was down in the thousands when he should be up in like the 3.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, how can you even think that this is good for you? So like you said, I didn't just jump him up to where even his maintenance was supposed to be, because first off, you're not going to be able to, if it's your schedule or if it's whatever, piece by piece adding into it. If I'm going to throw all of the meals that you're going to have to eat, you're not going to do it. And then we're just going to get nowhere. So besides the fact of bringing your body up that way, it's also your ability to put this into your routine again and actually be able to digest it correctly and not feel like, because I think a lot of people mentally too are like, I'm eating so much more now. Yeah. I'm full, and people relate being full to, I must be gaining weight.
Yeah. Or I'm super bloated.
Right.
But there's a difference.
Right. And it's not you gaining weight. It's just your body is not used to having to break down this amount of calories, and sometimes even what the makeup of the calories are. So a lot of the time you'll see people who have a shit diet. I remember my goalie in college, she had the worst fucking diet in the world. Like if we were in the dining hall, she'd be eating like nachos with the fake cheese and like whatever. And she wasn't a big girl, but that's what she took her calories as. Now, a lot of people get confused when they watch certain people eat, because they're like, how could you eat that shit and still not be gaining weight? Because people who eat like that tend to eat the same shit over and over again. So they're still intaking the same amount of calories, but they're still doing the same amount of activity. So those people are going to maintain themselves at that weight because they're empty calories, but they're still calories if they're burning off certain things with activity. But it's all about kind of gradually getting yourself back there. And even if you were eating shitty, if you think about eating healthy, you're like, oh, my body should react well to that. Not necessarily, because if you have been filling your body with shit for years and now you're taking out what that like composition of caloric intake was, and now you're making it healthy, your body has no fucking idea what you just put in it. And regardless if it's healthy or not, it still is going to take a little longer time to learn how to digest it again. And that's where it's slower to digest because your body's not used to it. So that's where you get all the gases released, you get the bloating. But after a while, like we keep talking about a reset, your body will finally become accustomed to, okay, like this is a normal thing now. And something you had said before about your body being in like fight or flight all the time because there's stressors everywhere. Like I was saying in kind of the introduction as to being a human being and all of the hormones and things, everything that's in our body is made for us to survive. That's literally what we are. We're just like this machine that gets fueled by, I don't know why in my head I always just think about those old trains that you like shove coal in and then it burns the fire and it starts to go, because that's literally just what calories are. People think that calories are like physical things. I feel like that like when you eat, it just stays solid in your body. When you start eating something, calories are actually a unit of energy. So it's the amount of energy it takes to burn, right? So that's when you talk about burning calories, it's because calories themselves by definition is just a unit of energy. It's not a physical thing. Like if you eat these glasses, you're not going to have plastic inside anymore. It's going to like burn the energy of whatever. I don't know if that's a great example.
Not a great idea.
A great example.
I might just
shit that out, or I have to go get it removed. But you kind of gauge what I'm saying is the fact that it's not a physical thing anymore. Once you chew, that starts the breakdown process. Once you gets through all the things, it starts to expel, and it's just energy being released. So that's why you see on like packages, like this is 240 calories. It's not 240 micro pieces of solid something. It's literally 200. It's like the amount of heat it takes to heat up 1 gram of water per 1 degree Celsius, if you're getting super fucking technical about it. So that's what calories are. It's just what you need to burn. So stop thinking about things in a physical way and start thinking about your calories as literally what they are: units of energy, units of something for you to burn throughout your day. So when you think about back in the fucking day, when there was fucking T-Rex and woolly mammoths and fucking whatever else, and people are running around, you hear so many people nowadays talk about how starvation mode isn't a thing, that it's a starvation phase. I don't fucking understand why people do that. Number one is like, you're literally still using the term starvation, whether it's starvation mode, starvation phase, whatever it is. your fucking BMR declines because it's getting ready for you to not get any fuel. So everything starts to slow down. And then your digestion starts to slow because it's taking as much time as it can to absorb every single nutrient and mineral in your body. So if your digestion slows because of that, then everything kind of starts to sit again because it's waiting for you to starve. You go into, and again, people have their fucking beliefs on starvation or whatever. It's a bodily and human function to put yourself into that mode in order for you to survive, point blank. Your body as a physical being doesn't fucking know that you have a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, a Walgreens, a fucking Bubba Goose, a pizza place right down the road. So if you're treating it by restricting your calories so much, all of your systems start to slow down. So then when you actually put food back in it again, it's going to, again, hold on to it. That's why when people diet and then they don't diet and then they don't diet, what do you think you're doing to your body? You're giving it fuel. So it's like, oh my God, yes, we get to eat. And then you're taking it away again. And then you're like, oh, fuck, we're starving again. So you keep going back and forth between fueling your body and then telling it, we might not survive this week. So please hold on to the calories for me so I can just live. So I can just work through my BMR in general, just being alive. So we're just talking about reverse dieting. Sometimes I wish that somebody would just be like, it's okay. You can stop talking about certain things. It's okay. What do you think are a lot of issues, not issues, that I'll say you walk into with people when it comes to relationships with food? What do you think is the biggest issue women or men have in general when it comes to like a relationship with food?
That's a hard question. I mean, from like a standard point, it would just be like, how am I going to eat more food and lose weight or not gain weight? A lot of people have a hard time with the whole concept of really eating more, especially carbs. I would say carbs are the biggest one. Like, really? You really want me to eat that many carbs? And I'm like, I could like repeat it until I'm blue in the face, but it still won't cross over until they are actually eating those carbs and they're not gaining weight, that it will be like, oh wow. But I could say it's not about how many carbs you're eating, it's about your overall calories, and I got you, like I'm the one calculating, so don't worry, I'm not trying to make you fat either. Like I've just read that recently, someone tweeted it and I loved it. It was like, your coach isn't trying to fucking ruin your life or make you fat. Like that's not the goal here.
Right.
But that's probably a big one. Like, how am I supposed to eat more carbs? Everyone just thinks like when it comes to carbs, calories are out the fucking window. It's just carbs. Carbs are the worst. Relationship with food, a lot of people have fear foods. And they're not even aware of it. Like they don't realize, why don't I let myself eat peanut butter? Why don't I let myself eat bread? I've had like 2 clients recently say about how like, am I really allowed to eat bread? Like, is that okay? And that is the beauty of macro tracking. For some people, it's not everything, but for others, it can be very helpful because it makes people feel a little bit more regimented or like in control, that they're not so concerned like, okay, I'm gonna have a piece of bread, but I'm gonna have the whole loaf, I'm so scared I'm gonna overeat. And I'm like, just track it, like just pay attention to your overall carbs, your overall calories, and like you're fine. I don't give clients the calories because I just think that sometimes a number game can be too much, and if they're tracking, you know, their macros, they're pretty much tracking their calories. But definitely carbs and fear foods, and they typically are like intertwined. Bagels and English muffins and things like that.
With the whole carb thing, it's when we're talking about burning calories and everything like that, you just have to understand what the different functions, and like there's no good or bad food. People always talk about good or bad food. Yes, there are empty calories that come from absolute shit that's processed food, and everybody knows that by now. So if people try to pretend that like at this point with how big fitness and health and food and everything has become nowadays, like, you know that going and get the Dunkin' Donuts Frappuccino cereal isn't your fucking best option. Like, you know. So at a point, you have to understand that like macros in general, like protein, fats, and even when you say the word fat, people are like, nope, can't touch fats, can't touch carbs. Okay, what are you fueling your body by then? Because protein is not a main source of energy at all. Protein is literally to help you carry out functions for your muscle health and everything like that.
Yeah.
So if you think that only in taking protein, like what else is there for you?
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why carbs and fats and protein are all broken down. A lot of the time you see like a 40-30-30 split. That's like a very generic basic thing. Carbs is the 40% most of the time for a general population. But a lot of people are just like, well, I see carbs on my thing. I'm allowed to have rice. It's like, you need it.
Yeah.
You need it as, especially a physically active person. You need those things because carbs are going to be your main fuel. They're the easiest for your body to break down, but you don't believe that because you think that carbs equal gaining weight and like increase like your sugar and everything like that. It depends on what one you're intaking. So when it comes to like dieting and carbs and having fear foods, it's just educate yourself or ask about them. It's so easy to find lists anywhere. Like I'm sure that you have a PDF of like the correct carbs to intake, what's a complex carb, what's a simple carb, like all the different things. There are so many lists out there. Again, just watch your source, make sure it's actually credible and you're not having somebody that does tell you that the bullshit is what you should be intaking. But don't be afraid of the carbs. The carbs are what you need, especially if you're a physically active person, because it's literally your number one source of fuel. And then you have fats, and then fucking that's the thing is if you don't intake carbs or fats and you've been trying to put on muscle, now you're just burning off muscle at a certain point when you're not intaking the other fuels that your body needs to carry out functions in general. So don't be afraid of the carbs. Just choose the right ones and just be fucking physically active and you'll burn them off.
Yeah.
Again, we talk about calories in, calories out, when it really should be talking about energy in, energy out. Start to think about your calories as literal energy going into your body for you to expend on BMR or daily activities or working out or anything in general. You need the energy in to put the energy out. And that's when you start to put in different types of energy that your body doesn't need, is when you start to fall into gaining weight. All right. So do you have any more to say about reverse dieting? Moving on.
I don't think so.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Okay.
Danielle talks like a Dr. Seuss character sometimes.
Okay.
She's like the bears off the Lorax.
Moving on.
All right, so we're gonna get into a little bit of what I think is important, especially for athletes and for young girls too, talking about female athlete triad. And again, I know that this is a subject that was probably brought up in a health class once, and you learned.
I think I learned about it in like middle school.
Yeah, you pretty much learn just what the triangle is, and then you kind of move on from there. But now as we're older and we can get more into depth of what they actually are. So female athlete triad is pretty much just, it's characterized by three different things: disordered eating, menstrual dysfunction, and low bone density. Okay. All of which kind of come back to what we've been talking about. Caloric intake, intaking the right amount of calories, and just fueling your body and giving your body pretty much what it needs to grow your bones, keep them strong, have your muscle health well, and different things like that. And a lot of time people talk about female athlete triad when they talk about, can you hear it? I can hear it in my fucking headphones so much. We talk about eating disorders, and it usually brings up female athlete triad because there are so many young girls, and then as we grow up, we start to get more and more pressured into looking a type of way. And especially now with Instagram and technology, I feel like it's had to have increased. Even though there's a lot more advocacy on the topic, it's still an issue. And the fact that girls think that they need to be so skinny that you can see their rib cage. And I remember when I was coaching I had one of my girls who was very healthy, very proportionately athlete. She came in one season and I could see her scapulas and I could see like way more bones popping out of everywhere. And I took notice to it. And then one of her teachers brought it up to my attention. The athletic trainer brought it up to my attention, and then it became a what are we going to do type deal. And a lot of the time it starts from a mental thing. It's not necessarily like I don't want to eat, I don't want to do this. But when you're younger too, you think about how many times did you actually eat a proper lunch when you're that young. And you don't think about giving yourself the fuel that you need because you're young. You can run on whatever. It doesn't matter. Your metabolism is high. You're doing all of these things. So you don't really pay attention to everything that as your metabolism starts to slow and you're like grow into your hormones in your body, you have to pay attention to more. So disordered eating, one, it doesn't have to be like anorexia or bulimia. It could literally be, I think you started to talk about something before, eating and then excess working out. So a lot of the times women will eat something and then get anxiety about what they just ate and then go spend an hour and a half on a treadmill to burn off everything that they just ate. So that's one thing is when you talk about disordered eating, it doesn't necessarily have to be you starving yourself or you binging and purging. It could be the fact that you ate something and then you went and worked it all off. And now you're just at a zero intake in general. When you talk about menstrual dysfunction, that usually comes from your eating. So if your body does not feel like it is healthy enough to support having a baby, because that's what your menstrual cycle is, it's getting a female ready to have a baby. Whether you get pregnant or not, that's still what the whole menstrual cycle is for. So if your body does not think that it is healthy enough, it's under too much stress, it will not give you a period because you are not healthy enough to carry a baby. So that's why it takes that process away from you pretty much. It's not like it's taking it away from you because you don't deserve it, which I think is another thing that pregnancy comes into place and things like that. But your body will not allow you to have a baby if it does not think that you are healthy enough to have a baby. Point blank. That's what it is. And then the same thing with low bone density. If you lose your period, your body stops producing estrogen as readily and as often. That's what happens during your menstrual cycle. Progesterone, estrogen go back and forth between being given off and stopping and being given off and stop. So a lot of the time for women, especially, your bone density and the process of building your bone up comes from your estrogen. So if you start taking all of those different things away, that's when you fall into kind of a bad place as a female when it comes to your bone density, just your body fat percentage and all, and your period in general. So that's just a little background on female athlete triad. But I think it's a big deal to bring up because when you talk about female athlete triad, it doesn't necessarily have to happen to athletes. It just seems that way because it comes from women being in like spotlight or women being pressured to look a type of way or be built a type of way or to perform a type of way. And they kind of spiral into this bad relationship with exercise and eating and things like that. What, not kind of run-ins, but what kind of recommendations do you give to girls or women who you find have these issues going on?
It's pretty scary because a lot of girls don't have their period, honestly, and they don't realize anything that's wrong with it. Well, I don't want to have a baby anyway. Well, that's concerning because even so, totally your choice. You know, women don't need to have babies. We don't need to get married. We don't need to get married to reproduce. I'm totally for everyone doing what they want to do. But even so, your period is really like a symbol of your health. Truly, as a female, it is the sign you are healthy. And when you're not getting your period, there is some sort of imbalance in your system, in your hormones. And most women just don't even really, because either they're on the pill so they don't get their period anyway, which is a whole nother fucking podcast. They don't get their period anyway. Or they have, even if you do get period and you have awful symptoms, that's also really not like a great sign. For a lot of females that don't get their period, you know, it comes down, and say you're not on the pill, but you're still just not getting your period. It really comes down to kind of going back to what we were saying before, like eating at maintenance. So you can't eat in deficit. You have to go back to your maintenance calories, reducing your workout, reducing your intensity. You know, if you train 5 days a week, go down to 3, put in a lot more of like parasympathetic activities, like breath work. And some people don't like breath work. Okay. Reading, anything that's going to kind of cause your body to just like
relax.
Yeah. Some people say they want to go for walks. That's cool too. Just don't go for like a power walk.
Yeah. Don't go up the highest mountain.
Exactly. The whole point is for everything to just kind of release tension. We talked about fight or flight, and that's kind of, we all sort of live a little too high up here, and we should really be like,
especially in New York and New Jersey.
Yeah. And unfortunately for some females, it can be like 4 months of them, easing out on their intensity, staying at maintenance calories, accepting that it's not the time for them to want to lose weight, honoring their sleep, decreasing their caffeine, really kind of just getting your stress underway. Because similar to any other hormonal issue, your body thinks that it's in like a fight or flight mode. So it's going to shut down all their systems, including your period, including ovulation, including menstruation. So for some women, it will take a short amount of time. For other women, it can take up to like a year. Honestly, you just have to stay the course, and that is like shitty. And it's uncomfortable. I know I follow one coach who I love, Joelle Samantha. She is so intelligent, but she talks a lot about birth control. And she had to get her period back, and now she has a baby, or is pregnant, but she talked about her journey to getting her period back, and she's like, it was very uncomfortable. I actually had to eat in a slight surplus. And I was like, just wore sweatpants all the time and baggy sweatshirts, but she's like, I would totally never go back. It was worth it because now I'm healthy and I can have a baby. Yeah. And it took her up to like a year. And that kind of goes back to what you were saying, like the longer your damage is done, the harder it's going to be to reverse it. Yeah. So if you're someone who hasn't had a period in 3 years, it's going to take a long time for you to get your body back to a safe space. Right. And that would, if you are in a situation now where you're like, oh shit, I'm kind of gaining knowledge about it. Like I've had 2 clients now that I've actually gone off the pill because they're like, I'm a little concerned. Like I haven't got my period in 8 years. Yeah. And I one day want to have a baby. So what do I do? And it's just taking like little steps. I would say if you are interested, or if you are someone who doesn't get a period or is on the pill, or has, really bad symptoms of their period, knowledge and honestly staying the course and sticking it out, because it might take a long time to get your body back to homeostasis. Yeah. I had 2 girls who, and I feel like it's not that it's not a trainer's place to say, but there are certain things that you need to ask people, and this goes for male trainers as well, as you need to know about your female clients' menstrual cycle. Period. I'm sorry, you do. Period. Yeah. You do. Period. You need to know about it. Period. No pun intended. Because if they're on birth control, if they're on a certain type of birth control, if they've been on it for a long time, if they just started it, like it all makes a difference in how their hormone balance is going to be. So if anything, just knowing that about them, you can help them just mentally in general. If it's the most basic part of knowing it, it's just that you can know why their performance isn't the same, why their energy level has gone down, even if they're eating the same, sleeping well, whatever. Again, it's just a hormone thing that happens, which we'll get into when we get into the phases of menstruation. But in general, the 2 women who I was training, they were like, I don't understand. I'm eating correctly. I'm in a caloric deficit. I'm eating well in my caloric deficit. I'm sleeping, I'm working out this many times a week, I added an extra cardio, which whatever. And they're like, I'm still not budging. I'm like, well, how long or what type of birth control are you on? And a lot of the time it's women who are have like the IUD in. I always have to stop myself because I always almost say IED, which is a fucking explosive device. Why would you say IED? Because it just comes out of my mouth. I feel like I say the phrase, I don't know why I say the phrase IED more than IUD. But it's concerning. I think it's because I have a lot of military friends. So my first, right? It has to be, because that's the only. I don't know how to operate a bomb or anything, guys. No, it's not. You don't operate it. It's just, okay, anyway. But they take out Stop while you're ahead, Jess. The government's listening.
Fucking, they're just on my phone. But when they have the IUD in, that is one that they haven't had their period in years. You know what I mean? And then a lot of the time, people from research that I've read is if you have an IUD in and you're going to have kids, it's going to take you a full year without the IUD in for you to even get pregnant. So it's just like you have to plan all this shit in advance and whatever. And it's just like, why are you doing it? That's what I always ask too. Because again, I never tell people just, well, get off your birth control then. That's what's making you keep weight. Why are you on birth control? Is it a medical reason that your doctor recommended, which a lot of doctors recommend birth control for a slew of different things, which in our opinions, I'm sure combined is the same as to how that is a help and whatever. But they take them out and then they start weight starts falling off. And
that's really how it goes.
Yeah.
That is really how it goes.
Yeah.
I even asked my coach for help because she is way more hormonally intelligent, I guess should say, than I am.
Sure, healthily is a term, so that can be your term.
She's a great like mentor.
Mm-hmm.
She's very holistic. She's had a lot of hormonal imbalances herself, so she has lived through it. And she's just a good person to ask. And I have even like said, this one client has been following all protocols, and she's been consistent, great in the gym, hitting her macros, active, and weight just is sticking to her. And she's like, well, is she on the pill? And she has said, like, you have to let your clients know that are on the pill, like, it is 10 times harder to lose weight. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've had clients that we take them off the pill and they just fucking drop weight.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And it really just has to do with imbalances.
Yeah. Imbalances, retention, like everything.
Fake hormones, synthetic hormones that are sent to your body, which could be perceived as like a toxin.
Yeah.
Can cause your body to shut down, cause other systems to downregulate. Like, it just all has to do with like synthetic things in your body.
Yeah.
And IUD and the pill are not natural hormones. No. I mean, they literally tell your body, like, hey, they tell your body, I'm pregnant. Yeah. So you don't have to ovulate. Yeah. You're good.
Yeah.
So to me, that's not normal.
No, again, if you think about it, if you think about the fact that that's what birth control literally does, is make your body think that
it tricks your body
that you're pregnant.
Yep.
So now imagine being pregnant for 8 years.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about being pregnant for 9 months.
Yeah.
Watching all my friends be pregnant.
Yeah.
I know some people love it and some people feel great, and it depends. But again, like, that's being natural pregnant. Being fake pregnant, like, no.
Yeah.
For that many years built up, no thank you. Yeah. I don't want all this.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I don't want to be pretend pregnant for 8 years and there's nothing that comes out of it besides me being angry and bloated and I can't lose any weight. I went on birth control. I think I've spoken on this before. I went on birth control years ago. Mm-hmm. I started taking a pill one of my girlfriends took. I think it was even like low estro. So when you think about it, you're like, oh, it's the lowest amount of estrogen, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. And I started taking it, and I know a lot of the time they say like, oh, it'll take your body like 3 months to like regulate to it. No. I immediately became so fucking angry, and I'm already angry. So we could imagine how that was. And I
rage,
literal rage, like locked me in a fucking cage. But I gained 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Now think about me with 10 more pounds. Like, when you're a small frame and somebody who literally works out and teaches people how to be healthy for a living. And for me, I couldn't get 1 pound off of me. Mm-hmm. I gained 10 pounds within like 3 to 4 weeks, could not get a pound off me. Like, macro to a T, water to a T, sleep to a T, added an extra cart, like nothing budged a pound. Mm-hmm. Like, why am I doing this to myself? Mm-hmm. That's why I always ask my clients, why are you doing this? Why are you, if you love it and it makes you feel secure and safe and like this is what you and your partner decided, not to say anything. I don't give a fuck about what your partner decided. If it's something that you wanted to do, fine. But if you don't have a genuine reason for it and you are so fucking miserable because you can't lose any weight and you're so imbalanced that like you're so unhappy from it, not to fucking tell people what to do, but you might want to start thinking about if it means that much to you to be on it.
So what would you say if a client said, I take it because I just don't want to get pregnant? What would your response be?
What works for me and what has worked for me for a really long time is just know. Like, there are so many apps now, there's so many whatever. Know your cycle.
Yeah, you can track your cycle.
You
it's
can.
So true.
It's
so true.
It's not like it's so easy, but you should be, I say this all the time, you should be so fucking in tune with your body that you know the second something's like a stitch in your side, I know exactly when I'm fucking ovulating. Mm-hmm. I'm that person that gets that lower pelvic pain.
Yeah. The egg's gonna drop.
It's dropping. Everybody stay the fuck away from me. But no, I find that you should know it in general about yourself, whether you're on birth control or not. So there are some girls who are even on the pill who are like, oh, I don't know when I'm getting my period. How do you not know when you're getting your period? Mm-hmm. You're on a strict like calendar.
Yeah, you take your
pills.
Blood pills. Yeah.
So
iron pills, blood pills.
For me, I recommend women, whether it's taking one of those tests to learn when you're actually ovulating and when your cycle is, use your app. I write mine down in my phone calendar when I get it. And then pretty much it's always like give or take a few days, but you still know your windows of things.
Yeah.
So like, again, when we get into the phases of different things, you know when, and especially like I'm 30 now, I know what my period's like at this point. Well, like when you're younger and you're like, and it's all starting to like balance itself out and it's not truly regular yet, it becomes regular, especially, but like you were talking about before, when stressors happen, when all these different things that can affect when your period happens. Why do you think that people who obsess over getting pregnant can't get pregnant? Is because they track themselves so well, but they're so fucking stressed out about it that their body, like we said before, if your body doesn't think that you're okay to have a baby, your body is not going to let you have a baby. So when people...
That also goes for weight loss too.
Yeah, everything. If
you are super stressed out about losing weight, you're not going to lose weight because your body is in a state of stress and it is not going to let you die. So if it needs to hold on to food because it thinks that you're stressed because one, you can't find food or there's a fucking saber-toothed tiger chasing you, your body is not going to let go of that food because it's stressed the fuck out and it's in fight or flight again. Or it's 8 p.m. and your last meal was 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hold on to fucking everything that you put in me at 10 a.m. because it's been 8 hours, I don't know, 10 hours.
Yeah, like
I don't know, whatever. It's been a long time since you fed me last.
Yeah,
like,
feed me, I'm poor.
Yeah, blood sugar dysregulation, everything, and that really, it's.
Danielle's elbow farted.
It's so interesting because I could probably do it again. Someone just like posted something this morning, and they were like, "Weight loss is actually very easy. We just make it super complicated." And I don't know if I would say 100% of that's true because. You can't like, I just tweeted about this recently. Like you can't throw everything at someone like, hey, increase your sleep.
No.
If they've been sleeping 5 hours, you can't be like, hey, get 8 hours of sleep, get a gallon of water in, hit your macros and also get your steps in. They're going to be like, what the fuck?
They can't do it.
But in any other, same thing with like your period, same thing with your diet, same thing with everything else. Like you should, I don't even know where I was going with this. Where did I start talking about?
We were at a different subject, and then your elbow
Somehow
farted, and we were talking about saber-tooth tigers.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I just like things don't have to be so complicated. It's like
we're talking about stressors and how you're not going to lose weight.
Yes.
You're not going to. We were talking about period, and we're talking about not being able to get pregnant because you're stressed out.
Yeah,
that's where we started.
I just got really distracted.
It's okay. That literally happens to me every podcast. But what we were talking about before is the fact that women who. Oh, that's what we were also talking about because you asked what my advice would be for women instead of being on birth control. It's just tracking your cycle. Like I started talking about, women track their cycle to get pregnant, but you can also track your cycle to not get pregnant. And again, that's not foolproof, so don't just start having fucking, I track my period.
Jess said I won't get pregnant.
I track my period. I'm not ovulating. I'm going to have unprotected sex right now and just fucking, you can, never mind. I said something really gross. I love when Brandon's in here. But yeah, like just like people track when they're ovulating, when they can get pregnant, you can track and be aware of your own cycle in order for you to avoid as best you can pregnancy. And also like not for I was gonna say not for nothing, like if you're tracking everything no, but seriously, not for nothing.
Seriously.
If the option is either you be on this hormone self-altering
disruptor,
pill, or him learning how to fucking pull out, like he can fucking learn how to do it.
Yeah, you can be a little selfish in this circumstance, and people are like, "Well, it feels so good." Like, get the fuck over it. So
you want to know what? Put on one of those fucking sleeves that don't feel like a condom, and then just do it that way. And then fucking, that's how you will. That's it. And
there's really a very limited amount of options, and you gotta choose which one you'd rather do. Like it's not the end of the world.
Oh, but it feels better when I get to come in you. I don't give a fuck. I'm not taking that. Do you want me to murder you in your sleep because I'm on this birth control? No. So it's either your life or you just have to learn how to pull out better. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Plenty other places where you can finish.
It's not like literally anywhere. Literally just take it out, put it anywhere. It doesn't even have to be put in one of your holes. It could literally go on the fucking bed or it could go on the ground. I don't give a shit.
Back. Sorry.
The belly button, Brandon? Brandon likes a belly button option. Okay. Well, let's get back into it, guys. Okay. So now that we have spoken a little bit about birth control and our stance on that and the fact that your boyfriend can learn how to pull out better, let's get into your actual period. Okay, so we just talked about being able to track the different phases that you're in and everything like that. So we're just going to go through, again, I don't think a lot of women even know their phases of their cycle. So we're going to go a little bit into it, but then we're also going to give you a little bit of recommendations on training in general, things that you might eat that might help you out, but also mostly just for you to understand what's happening inside you rather than you just being like, oh, I'm super tired this week. I felt really great last week. I pulled a PR last week and now I can't even lift half that weight right now.
And you feel like a douchebag.
Yeah. It's literally because from day to day, week to week, you're in a different phase. Again, if you're healthy and in homeostasis and you have a period, it's because your body can handle stresses. But you still, throughout this entire thing, your period is literally just phases of your body producing estrogen and progesterone. It stopping and then it restarting again. Test levels peaking. There's just different, that's literally what your period is. It's just a roller coaster of estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, a few different hormones being released and then them not being released and then being released again and then them going quiet again. That's literally what your period is.
I want to make a statement just about that really quick is that
make a statement.
I'm going to take the mic.
Take it.
I think that a lot of people attribute like, oh man, last week I was doing, I don't know, RDLs with 145 pounds. Mm-hmm. This week I can't even fucking get 100. I can't get 125. Like, what's wrong with me? And everyone thinks like sleep, stress. That's true, but like it really could be as simple as like, well, where are you in your cycle? Mm-hmm. And I've been telling my clients this recently. It actually worked out. One of my clients was on a deload week last week, and in her check-in she was saying, I'm so grateful for the deload week because it was the week of my period and I didn't realize like how much stress I put on myself that particular week mm-hmm. to try to match my weight that I've been using, and I always feel like I'm not doing enough or I'm so disappointed. And she was like, it aligned so well, and I realized like I should really be doing this every single period week.
Yeah.
I can't always have deloads work out for every single one of my clients. Right. It just so it was like a saving grace for her to make that connection. Right. But I'm just so happy that she made that connection. That was like, wow, when I am in my period, even if it's not a deload week that I prescribe for her, she can still lower the intensity, focus on tempo, slow it down, take away the incline walks, just like do some yoga. Like it doesn't have to be so like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I'm underperforming. No, it's your body. Like it's working optimally.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. Like you just said, it's okay to tell your trainer. You need to speak to your trainer. Yeah. It's not just how your workout went. like, oh, I'm going to try better next week, or oh, I suck. It's talk to your trainer. What are you feeling? What is your week looking like? If you want to share with them, get more comfortable with it. This is talking to the male trainers too. This is what you need to know about your females. They're not you. They do not, like, you don't go through the same ups and downs hormonally that we do. So for me, like I tell Aunt all the time, I'm like, I'm getting my fucking period. There's no way that I'm going to be able to fucking
front squat,
put the belt on today and pull 250 for 3 times.
Guys, unfortunately, Jess cannot lift 500 pounds off the ground the week of her period, but any other week she's fine.
It's just not happening.
Sorry, Aunt, not this week.
So I'll tell him that, and then he'll be able to, if you have a trainer who doesn't intake what you're saying, like, again, we know once we've been working with you for a bit and it gets to kind of be that more comfortable thing, we know which one of our clients love to milk it, or who actually puts in the work, or who, when they give us like an excuse or a reason, we know if it's an excuse or a reason. Right. You know what I mean? So it's just like, explain what you're feeling, how you're feeling. Even in the beginning of the workout, you can even say at the beginning of the workout, you tried your first set and you're like, this just ain't it today.
Yeah.
It's okay. If you're getting ready for a bodybuilding competition, a powerlifting meet, like, that's one thing. You know what I mean? Those are very regimented and out. But if you're just doing this to be healthy and this is like a general pop thing, like you're losing weight, you want to put on muscle, it's okay that your program changes around a bit based on your ability. There's no point in putting yourself in a hole when your body just doesn't have it to give that energy out. And again, as we start to get into it, you'll see why internally your body is not fighting against you, but you're just a female and you're just going through the different phases of different hormone release, and the different hormone release affects not just your uterus and your ovaries, it affects the rest of your body. It affects different receptors in your brain to release different hormones in order to help relax you or keep you unstressed, because like we keep saying over and over again, your body needs you to not be stressed in order to have a baby. So remember, your period isn't just you are being punished for being a female and you're going to cramp and bleed every month just because you're a female for the fun of it. You have a period because you're supposed to have a baby. And when you don't have a baby, that's when you bleed. If you had a baby, then everything just goes through differently, still with hormones. But as we're going through this, that's just something to take into consideration. Again, like, remember that this is all based on getting pregnant, not getting pregnant, hormones increasing, decreasing, and whatever. All right, so let's get into the first phase, which is menstrual blood.
I've been sitting for a really long time. I need to move around.
I feel like you were waiting. I feel like you were waiting to say it like that.
Blood. Menstrual.
All right, D.
You're bleeding. Well, according to my PDF that I made, I can drop it on you. I literally called it the bleeding phase. It lasts about 3 to 7 days. Depending on your cycle. Your estrogen is going to peak and then it's going to drop. Am I talking too loud into the microphone? I'm like really hovering.
You have energy. It's okay.
Your mood.
You probably just woke everybody up.
Your mood and your energy begins low, and then halfway through your period it increases. So that has to do obviously with the peak in estrogen too. Like Jess said before, it's kind of like a roller coaster. Training, way less intense. Typically going to be like your symptomatic phase of your period, meaning for some women it's the cramps, it's the backache, it's the fatigue, it's the headache. What else do I want to say about that?
You put a lot of things about sex in there.
Yeah.
I saw your PDF has a lot of sexual things.
It's going to be low libido because you're in fucking pain. You're probably not going to want to have sex. And I actually wrote, if you have a highly symptomatic cycle, your unbalanced hormones will cause you to feel uninterested in sex. And that's okay. Let your body guide you. If you are someone who frequently experiences yeast infections or UTIs, it would be best to steer clear from sex because your pH levels are lower and you're going to be more susceptible to those said infections. I'm not saying you can never have sex on your period. I mean, do you? I'm just saying be more cautious. And if you always get yeast infections, they're very painful. I would probably steer clear from that. And I also wrote, if there's any time to rest, now is the best time to do so.
So this is not Danielle telling you that the week that you have your period, you should not move out of bed. because you
Definitely not.
Yeah, this is you lightening your activity, but you still need to have activity because you moving around is going to help your body with its functions. You just laying there like a fucking miserable potato is not going to.
Potato.
I know, I keep saying potato because you're here. Is not going to help you. Get up, move around, still try to do your workouts, but just, again, accept the fact that you're not going to feel the best during this time. Just you reading off of the facts about sex and stuff. Besides a male trainer, like we were saying earlier, if you're a male and you like to date women and you want to know why 1 week your girlfriend doesn't want to have sex with you, and then the next week she literally cannot stop touching you, you can't get your pants on before she pulls them off again, this is going to give
Brenda
you...
doesn't know what that's like.
I don't know. Chris is in there.
Chris is a little savage.
Don't do that with your eyebrows.
When she's not on her fish.
But this is, if you guys take anything from this, which I know this is probably the only thing that the non-male trainers will take from this, is the different phases of a female's period do affect their libido, and it's not just a negative way. There are some weeks where like
she's gonna you
better fucking take advantage of that shit.
Yeah, she's gonna lick your skin off.
But also realize that like it's nothing to do with you sometimes. And maybe if you could like catch on to when things happen in which phases with her, if you were a little nicer or a little more like considerate, or like give her love languages that she likes during those times, maybe on the other times that could help her libido send off some endorphins for her. And maybe you'll actually get lucky that way, rather than being like, you're on your period again, does that mean I don't get... Well, maybe if you went about it a different way and actually understood it's not our fucking fault. Do you really think that we want to like stop doing what we're doing when we're in those great moods during those great phases of the week? I would love to say that permanently. Those are great fucking times.
They really are. Maybe if you were nicer, you might get a blowjob.
All right, so
But only male, like you should sync your period up with your girlfriend. Like let that be the week that you're like super cuddly.
I think that your boyfriend is synced to my period.
Oh, that's concerning.
I want to kill him when I'm going through my mood swings. I feel like he's moody as fuck. He was telling me he's on his myriad. All right, so let's go into phase 2 then. Your follicular phase. So this is kind of day like 7 to 11ish. As we're giving you days, this again always varies for everybody. So if my menstruation only lasts 4 to 5 days, yours might last 7, yours might last 3. Like it all like differs a little bit. Okay, so that this is when your estrogen goes up, it thickens your lining. In order for you to be able to support that egg, right? So that's why estrogen increases, but your energy also increases. So this is the time where it's optimal for more like high intense workouts. Get your aerobic things going on. This is a fun fact that I learned when I was doing research the other day. So you know how they always talk about that there's one egg that gets released per month? So there is one egg, but that one egg is the golden egg. That egg that matures. You actually release like a bunch of eggs. It's like anywhere from like 20 to 50 like follicles that are potential eggs. And then the estrogen and whatever only can mature one. So it like picks one, and then that one fully matures. All the other ones die off. And then that's where that one matures into. So for me, for a really long time, I thought that literally just had one, but it's only one that matures, and then it gets pushed out into anything. That was a fun fact that I had learned.
Can I just share the visual that I had in my head right there?
Yes.
When I was younger, we had a pool in my home growing up, and I remember one time there was like a giant, I thought it was a tarantula. It was so big and so hairy and fat. And I remember this will forever be embedded in my head. I swear to God. It was me and my cousin. We were the only 2 people out there. We were probably like 8, 9, 10, somewhere in that range. And I took the pool scooper and I was like, and I went to go like smack it down on the ground so it would like get out, and it just popped and a million little baby spiders came out of it. Started swarming everywhere. I just fucking dropped the pool scooper and I was like, I'm going inside. I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's what your visual
Spiders
is
just
about.
like eggs. Yeah.
Yep. So only
Millions.
only
one will be the chosen
only
one.
gets chosen, and the only one matures. But that's what's happening in your follicular phase. It's just getting ready for the egg to be chosen and to be released, pretty much.
It's like the Willy Wonka egg. You got the golden
The
ticket.
golden ticket.
You got the golden ticket.
All right. So give us some of your advice in your follicular phase.
What you said, agreed. Energy levels will be high. Intensity, if you want to finish your workout with a little bit of HIIT, Tabata, group workouts. Tabata. Strenuous. It's okay. Strenuous workouts. What did I write? I wrote sex drive may be at its lowest. Masturbation is key. I wrote long extended foreplay for lower libido levels.
Yeah. So that's the foreplay is the foreplay.
The floor play.
Guys listening, make sure that you're not
This is
being
the
selfish
follicular.
at this time.
Yes, you might have to go down a little bit longer on your girl.
Don't be selfish. Stimulate.
Stimulation.
It's all about the stimulation.
Phase 3.
Ovulatory.
Ovulation.
Ovulation.
The egg is released. The chosen egg is released. Chosen egg is released into the fallopian tubes. And it travels to the uterus.
This is where your estrogen and your test spike. So this is the time where I'm going to hit my fucking PRs.
Yeah. This is 3 to 4 days. This lasts 3 to 4 days.
All I have is 3 to 4 days to pick when I'm going to fucking...
You have 3 days to PR. What is important? Apparently, during this phase, you are very like social. So it's good to do... If you don't want to work out with people, you don't have to. But like if you want to go for a run with someone rather than going alone, take a class with someone, lift with someone, whatever. This is probably when you feel your little pelvic floor pain because like we said, the egg is released. Yep. Surge of energy, naturally high levels. Great time to have passionate sex. I wrote great time to have passionate, intense sex. Fuck yes.
Fuck yes, because again, like I was saying with hitting my max in my PR during that time, your test is up. Yeah. So that's fucking skyrocketing.
I feel like daddy.
Yeah. What's in that? If anyone's a Deadpool, yep. If anyone's a Deadpool fan, when they talk about Happy International Women's Day.
Never seen it.
What?
Sorry.
We can't air this podcast.
I've never seen Deadpool.
Brandon doesn't see movies either. Oh, you saw that one though? Do you know what I'm talking about then? Happy International Women's Day? When they go through the holidays.
How have you been eating that for so long?
Brandon takes forever to eat his fucking food.
Giggle.
But the scene in Deadpool is Happy International Women's Day, and like they go through the different holidays, and on that day she has like a strap-on on.
That's funny. That's funny. Never seen Deadpool.
Deadpool is a very funny movie.
Never seen Wizard of Oz. Never seen Forrest Gump.
Neither has Brandon.
But Rurik, because Rurik thought that was weird. I've never watched like Game of Thrones. And Rurik's
that's why he thinks that him saying that to Brandon all the time isn't funny.
Yeah. All these movies that he claims is very, very weird that I haven't seen. He doesn't fucking remember Mrs. Doubtfire, which I feel like is very odd.
I feel like...
How do you not...
I feel like Rue is...
You don't remember it? That's weird. How do you not...
I feel like
I don't think I watched it the whole way
Mrs.
through.
Doubtfire.
Seriously.
Hello! I feel like Rue just does it all the time. Okay, what the fuck did we just do? Ovulatory.
Help is on the way, Dear. Luteal phase. Final phase, finale.
You have to introduce it because I can't.
10 to 14 days. Physical energy declines, and this is when your premenstrual symptoms might develop. Progesterone and estrogen levels will go up, but your progesterone production will stop, and that's going to be what triggers your period. Starts with energy high, but then during the last half, your energy levels are going to go down. Probably a good time for a little bit more of walking, maybe some yoga, might be some bloating. You might be irritable, mood swings, cravings, all that fun stuff of being a female.
This one, at the end of this one, is kind of when your PMS starts to happen. So a lot of the times people think PMS is during your period. No, it's premenstrual.
Premenstrual symptoms.
Yeah. So with this one, something that I just wrote down is we started speaking about earlier. It's just when you have progesterone released, progesterone also sends something off into your brain, and it's supposed to give you like a calming effect. That's why you start to kind of get more tired or fatigued feeling, because it's trying to relax your body. We keep talking about fight or flight. So this is, when it's released, it's supposed to help different receptors to relax you. Because again, when we talk about why the fuck you menstruate, it's for you to have a baby. And what do we keep talking about? For you to be healthy and for you to be stress-free, you need to calm down. If you're stressed out and your body's stressed, you're not healthy enough to have a baby. You will not conceive that egg with the sperm that your boyfriend did not pull out and put onto your belly button.
Boyfriend's pull-out game is
But
weak.
then you also think about the fact that if it's supposed to be calming, why do some women get very like agitated or anxious? And that has to do with when the different research studies that I've seen don't exactly know why it happens, but it's just like a disruption in that receptor where it's just not channeling correctly, where the progesterone isn't being used
So you're
in
not
your brain
supposed
that
to
way.
feel irritable. That's more
like
like a malfunction.
Sometimes, because you can feel both. So sometimes people will feel tired. Some people will be calmed, but I think it has to do with like outside factors as well.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? So like if there was nothing else around, I feel like those were the effects.
Yeah, if you're on a private island
yeah,
and you're
doing
laying
absolutely
out,
nothing,
you're gonna feel
like
nice
you have
and
no
calm.
worries in the world.
Right.
So then that is what progesterone is supposed to be doing in order to
Interesting.
calm you, and that's why you get tired, because you're just sleepy. So it wants your body to relax so that it's not stressed out, so that once you get to your menstruation, if you think about your menstruation, at that point, that's when you're supposed to have the baby or not. Menstruation is when your body figures out if you're having the baby or not. This all starts to shed because it's like, nope, no baby, let's try again. And that's why you keep trying again every fucking month.
Yeah.
Again, unless you have those issues and then you have amenorrhea or you lose your period for different things because your body is not healthy to have the baby. I'm just going to keep fucking saying it. It all comes back to it. Stop being stressed out. Stop stressing your body out. Get yourself to reset. Get yourself to homeostasis. Okay. Did we go over the tips for training during this time? Oh yeah, we said you're good in the beginning with energy,
And then you're gonna
have
get
to start to back
tired.
off.
Yeah. Or go stop. Whoa. Back up. Back the fuck up. Chill with
Drop kaboom.
chill with the hit. Chill with the longer runs or the Tabata.
Yeah, start to wean yourself off. Start to
Yeah.
back off a little bit.
She said wean.
Queen, the
Start
cleaner.
to wean yourself
Wean.
off.
So one other tip, that one woman who I sent you, the
Love
Dr.
her.
Stacy Sims.
Love her.
She is really good. I'll share her with you guys. If you haven't started following her, I post her on my story a bunch. She is pretty much this person who, exactly what we've been talking about the whole time, talking about the fact that women, especially women athletes or people going through menopause or anything like that, we need to take female factors into consideration when it comes to training, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to all of these things that we've been talking about. And that's her specialty. She like hones in on that. She does a really good job with that. But she recommends 7 nights before your period, you should intake magnesium, zinc, aspirin, and different fatty acids. All of those things in combination are going to help with inflammation. They're going to help with your immunity. They're going to help with your metabolism. So
This would be during your
7
luteal phase.
Yeah,
then.
so 7 days, 7 nights before your period, you should intake those, whether in supplement form or making sure that you're getting them. Some of those you can't ingest through food. Some of them you need to intake yourself.
Yeah.
But those will help with cramping and bloating, different inflammations, helping your immunity just in case you start to feel run down. That will also help you. So just kind of before, like a preventative thing. So before the symptoms happen, if you start to intake these, and I've recommended this to one of my friends is a powerlifting coach, and he started having his female clients do this. And they've actually, because powerlifters are very fucking regiment. So they're like, whatever you tell me to do, I'm fucking doing it. I don't care if you tell me to stand on my head. But they've all been doing it, and they've noticed like a drastic difference in their ability while they're on their period to continue to lift through those hard training phases in their, I'll call it camps because I only know things are called camps. And then they find that when they fall off, they notice a difference, whether it's a placebo in their head, but you can't really fakes certain physical things. So again, I'll put this on, but magnesium, zinc, aspirin, fatty acids, all are going to help with your metabolism, immunity, and decrease inflammation leading up to your period. So those will help with some of the symptoms that you're going to be getting, especially mood as well too with those fatty acids. But yeah, this was nice.
This was fun.
I liked it.
This was good. I enjoyed it.
Is there anything else that you want to hit on? B, you've been sitting here the whole time. Anything else from the crowd?
We should definitely advertise this as like good for men to listen to, good for male trainers to listen to, female trainers, females in general, whether you're on the pill or off the pill.
Yeah.
I feel like all in all, like with this whole end conversation, like whether you do take birth control or you don't, just find a way to sync to your cycle, track your cycle, and then from there work with your body, don't work against it. So figure out what you can eat, how you should move, how you should train, how you should feel, how you're expected to feel, things like that.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, remember that everything around us now in the modern day is not necessarily what we are programmed for as humans. So you might have, it's harder now because you have stressors that are work, that are I don't know why that came out weird, social medias and everything. And like, you're worried if your boyfriend's cheating on you. You're worried if you're going to pass this test. You're worried about so many different things that our bodies naturally weren't made to worry about. At the end of the day, your body is going to go into fight or flight mode and preserve calories, which again, we learned is just a unit of energy. It's not actually a physical mass staying inside of our body. Energy in and energy out. Reverse dieting is a good way to gradually get somewhere. If you have somebody tell you that you need to cold turkey everything, where you need to fix your sleep, fix your water intake, fix your calories, you need to go all the way up to maintenance or crash diet, everything is a gradual thing. And the biggest takeaway I think that people need to take is, if you have fucked yourself for years, don't think that you're going to reverse fuck yourself. Unfuck. Reverse fuck.
Unfuck. You're not going to unfuck yourself.
You're not going to
a monk.
Neither of us can talk anymore. You're not going to unfuck yourself in 3 months.
A monk is not going to unfuck you. A month. You will not unfuck yourself in a month. I'm signing off. Goodbye.
Hit that reset button and fucking don't stop. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Do I need to give a beauty tip?
Yeah, you can. You just said you were signing off. Give us your beauty tip.
Oh, I don't know.
You had that one.
I know, but oh yeah. Well, isn't that what? I don't remember what my beauty tip was. What did I say? Always wash your brushes.
Yeah.
Always wash your brushes, even though I don't do it. After every single use. That's what Curly said.
Yeah.
So it was like partially my beauty tip, and then Curly was like after every use, and I was like, oh fuck, because I don't do that.
I don't either.
But definitely wash your brushes. Wash your pillowcases. That's a beauty tip.
Yeah, it is.
That's just like a hygiene tip, really. But if you're breaking out, make sure that you wash your pillowcases, because all your dirt and gunk from your face and your bacteria is just building up. Someone once told me when I went and got a facial a long time ago, the esthetician was like, your nose, if you think about it, is the beak of your face, because it is the furthest part of your face that stands out. And he was like, so as gross as it is, like all of the air particles and dust and everything collects onto your nose.
That's why you get so many fucking blackheads on your nose.
So your nose probably is like the dirtiest part of your body. Maybe not for all of you, but wash your nose, wash your face, wash your pillows.
Just wash your shit.
Wash your shit.
Wash anything that touches you so it doesn't build up bacteria onto your body.
All right, Jess, it's been a pleasure. It's been great.
This has been great. All right, thank you to our fucking sponsors, No Windy Sleeves,
our fucking sponsors,
Glow Commando. Hopefully Curly's having a good time in vacation.
Shout out Curly.
Oh, all of our supplements are here. So nice. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you fucking learned something. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.